is how important is good gear to playing guitar with playing guitar?
That's actually a great question. So, how important is your gear? I feel like I have two answers to everything, but there's really two parts to the gear question. The one is your guitar, and the other is when people think of gear, they think of something other than your guitar, like your amp or whatever that you're listening to. Um, the philosophy, my philosophy behind this is whatever it is that you're playing and whatever it is that it sounds like to you, if it inspires you when you play it, when you hear it, like if your guitar when you're playing it inspires you, it feels good, and what you're hearing from your rig, so to speak, even if it's just an acoustic, even if it's just your guitar like not plugged in, even if it's having an amp or headphones or whatever it is, if it inspires you to want to keep playing, that's the key. That's the most important part. Um, if you have it, again, there's two components. The first component is your guitar, second component is your sound, so to speak. For the guitar part, if you have a guitar that doesn't feel good to play, you're not going to play it. You're not going to sound good. You're not going to enjoy it, and you're going to put it down. So you need to overcome. It's a self-sabotaging problem. Like that roadblock of having a guitar that doesn't inspire you is preventing you from playing guitar, even if you want to play, right? And that's ultimately going to sabotage your dreams. Sabotage your goals of playing guitar. So first thing is, if the guitar that you have doesn't feel good to play it, then I would absolutely recommend either learn how to set it up yourself or take it to, your local guitar shop or somebody who knows how to set up the guitar to make it play better. Now, one step past that, or one step before that, and this is again my kind of personal philosophy, is that if a guitar, when looking at it, if you look at a guitar and it doesn't make you want to play it, or the other way around, if you look at a guitar and you're like, man, I just want to touch that thing, I just want to grab it, like that's step one, right? And not everybody's in a position, at least right now, to be able to maybe get a guitar that's like that. And I'm not saying it has to be $1,000 guitar, $5,000 guitar. I'm just saying that something cool to you, something that looks neat to you. For example, a lot of people absolutely hate the way this guitar looks, but to me, there's something about it that just makes me want to pick it up. Like there's this like matte greenish, bluish something finish. I love playing with stainless frets because of the feel of it, and it just makes me want to pick it up and play it. So I mean, I think that's a necessity, in my opinion.
That's pretty good
Um,
philosophy to live by. Whether it's you're picking a car that you want to drive or a spouse, like if you don't like how they look, it's probably not a good decision to go make that decision. So,
yeah, that's going to cause a lot of problems down the road.
oh yeah.
So yeah, definitely, I highly recommend, you know, having a guitar that you like just makes you want to pick it up. Period. If you want to pick it up, you're going to pick it up more. Period. Second piece is making sure that your guitar plays well enough for you to want to keep playing it. And then the sound part, everybody has their own idea, just like everybody likes different songs, everybody likes different colors, everybody likes different sounds when it comes to their guitar. Some people really like hearing an acoustic sound, some people really like hearing an incredibly distorted, like metal sound. Some people, like me, I personally prefer to play with a slightly distorted, two main things I think is kind of a slightly distorted sound with some good delay, good reverb and delay. I don't know why that sound just inspires me to play. Um, and then also like a fat jazz box, really muted tone rolled all the way down, jazz type tone. I also like that. I don't know why, but those are the things that inspire me to play. So again, it's not really about what equipment you have, and I think a lot of people fall into the trap of trying to find the right equipment that's going to make them play better. And there is some truth to that because you can only get certain sounds from certain gear. For example, like if you try to use a 1960s Fender amp, but you're trying to play metal with it, probably not going to sound, you're not going to get that close, right? But for the most part, you need to assess the music that you listen to and the guitar players that you listen to and figure out what are the characteristics of the sound that you like and the sound that you like to hear when you play that inspires you to play more. Find out what that is, and it will evolve over time, but find out what that is and figure out how to dial it in with your gear, and you'll play more, you'll enjoy it more, you'll get better, you'll learn new things, etc.
Yeah, I've got this acoustic guitar that I keep next to my desk, and I used to hate playing it. It was given to me by my grandfather maybe like 15 years ago or longer. And
Hmm.
it's I mean it's not the greatest guitar, but it's like but it's one that I've always wanted to play because, there's some sentimental value there.
Sure.
And for the longest time it was just the action on it was terrible. It was really terrible. And I learned by just a quick Google search, I'm like, how to lower the action on this guitar. And I found out that I can take out the nut, and there's like a little piece of plastic sticking under there, and I can remove it and get it to the action that I want. And now the way it plays, the way it sounds, it's so much easier to play. And I think
Hmm.
there's tons of people, new guitarists or people that aren't, that are hobbyists, right? That I just want to do it for fun, that have a hard time getting back to the instrument is
Mm,
because maybe the action is just a little bit too high, or just the strings
totally.
are a little too old. And if you were just to make that one little change, your enjoyment of playing that guitar goes through the roof. At
Totally.
least that's my
Yeah.
experience.
No, absolutely. I totally agree. Yeah, great advice.
Yeah, awesome. If you're watching this on YouTube and you aren't subscribed already, I think this is a perfect time for you to hit the like button, hit the subscribe, hit the bell notification so that you see us every time we launch a new video, a new Q&A, some new content, some new backing tracks, and things like that. We want you to be part of our YouTube community as well as the Breakthrough Guitar community.